lives, we are in countless situations where we communicate. It could be with our words, with our faces, with our eyes, with our gestures, etc. Having this much interaction and or communication around us is only normal if we fail delivering our message in some cases. For instance, we might be misunderstood. That's what we'll be focusing on today. Being misunderstood can be emotionally challenging. Most of us relate to this feeling of frustration that comes with you trying your best to make everything nice and cool, but someone making you the evil one with bad intentions. We don't really understand how this happens, therefore I would like to explain this miscommunication in my own way. I think for successful communication, we need to be ready with our minds and serve what we prepare the right way. First things first, we all need to be open-minded and stop jumping to conclusions so quickly. Our mindsets are so important for the development of the conversations. Instead of thinking, they'll understand, think they might not understand, and explain. You might think that you'll bore people with longer sentences, but all you'll lose is a few more seconds and gain a more healthy conversation. Taking your time when speaking also applies to thinking before speaking. The more time you spend on thinking, the less you speak, which decreases the chances of your words losing their track of meaning, since we tend to make more unnecessary sentences when we're speaking longer. While preparing this 5-minute long speech, I also make many unnecessary sentences and erase them. And when you're thinking, you might also notice if anything you're going to say is open to taking the other way around from the other party, and that means you can fix them, even before saying them. Now that what you're about to say is ready in your mind, you can say them out loud. To do this, we use what? Of course, language. When it comes to language, there are so many aspects to think about. Do we know what the words we use actually mean? Do we use them the right way? Do we make grammatically correct sentences? Do we put the accent in the right place? It just goes on and on. How do we neglect learning our own language well when it's inseparable from life? You wouldn't be able to have conversations without a language, and you can't have healthy conversations with lacking language knowledge. That's why we should always try to put effort in learning our language well and read more. Unless we have a command of our own language, we are doomed to be misunderstood. Speaking of language, we should not forget the language of our bodies, in other words, kinesics. This generally consists of gestures, postures, facial expressions, eye contact, and voice tone. They are so effective that they could cancel out what you said entirely. Just look at us. Oh, I'm so happy for you. You know that I'm happy, right? Look again. Oh, I'm so happy for you. When someone said that they're happy in this tone, you wouldn't believe their words. That's how powerful body language is. You can read people with their body language. You can know if they're sad, focused, uninterested. I know it's easy to fake, but with time you can separate what's natural and what's fake easily. I also want to talk about eye contact because our eyes were made to connect, and they reveal our thoughts and feelings. Studies show that people who make eye contact and hold their gaze are more trustworthy, honest, dominant, confident, and warm. It could be used for many things as well. You can make effective speeches, flirt, even intimidate your enemies. Even the eye contacts you make with animals show you something. Did you know if a cat blinks when you're looking at each other's eyes, that means it's comfortable around you? I love animals, so I said to edit them. To conclude, eye contact overall improves the quality of the conversation because you already know how ignored and overlooked you feel when the person you're talking to is looking at other places. Now that you learned some of the possible reasons for you to be misunderstood, you might have become more aware of what you're saying and doing. It's good until some extent. Be careful and try to be sure that you can support your statements. If it's still not working out, don't be paranoid and try not to overthink it. In the end, the other person might be the reason why, because maybe they don't want to understand you. An upside of being misunderstood lies here. You can tell who is close-minded and wouldn't try to understand you to compromise. Then you can act according to those people's actions. Thank you for listening to me.